Welcome to this coloring video. I hope your drawing turned out how you wanted it to, and if not, that's totally fine too. It's all good practice, so next time you go at it, it'll turn out much better. I guess in this video I'll talk a little bit about color theory, so if you haven't decided on what colors to use, maybe this will give you some ideas. Some color schemes are complementary, split complementary, analogous, warm, cold, and there's many more. So let's dive a little bit deeper into each of these. Complementary is like blue and orange, and red and green, and yellow and purple. It's one primary and the opposite secondary color if you look at a color wheel. Split complementary is like yellow, green, and red, violet. It's a primary, a secondary, and then the complementary tertiary color, which is right between primary and secondary. If you look at a color wheel, it'll make much more sense. There's analogous, which is like red and orange or blue and green. They're primary and secondary right next to each other. There is warm, like yellow, red, and orange, and cold, like green, blue, and purple. And there are many other color schemes you can find and you should look up for reference. And a good rule of thumb is no more than 6 colors when you're coloring an image. Or was it 7? I can't remember. Anyway, less is more, but that's just if you're sticking to color theory. You are free to use however many colors you want, and whatever colors you want is all up to you. Another thing to consider is the key of the image. High key and low key basically just mean brighter and darker. So say you add a filter to a photo of your face and it makes it brighter where you can barely even see your nose. Or say you add a filter to that same image and it makes it darker so your hair practically blends in with your shirt and your irises are just as dark as your pupils. The first image is a high key image and the second image is a low key image. You can take any hue, which is a color, like at its purest, and you can choose to make it lighter. Take a lighter shade of that color and it'll make it feel more happy and energetic like a sky blue. Or you can choose a darker shade of any hue and it will make it feel more spooky and lonely like navy blue. Now there's much more that we could go into if we were talking about digital editing, but we're just coloring a coloring page, so I'll try to keep it simple and we'll leave it there. There are other fun color combinations that don't necessarily fit into any specific color theme. Later this week we'll be drawing our own organic illustrations. By this I don't just mean plants, I mean anything natural, like humans, animals, things with curves to them. Much less geometric and organized than this first drawing that we did. So maybe consider drawing your favorite movie or cartoon characters and use their colors to inspire your color theme for the image. Most of them do fit a color scheme, which will help you choose what colors you'll use without having to think about it too much. SpongeBob's colors fit into a primary color scheme. He has a red tie and cheeks, he has a yellow body, and he's got blue eyes. And his pants are brown, but that's just a less saturated, low-key yellow. Or Pepsi is red and white, or red, white, and blue, which are analogous colors, like red and blue are analogous. The Joker's colors are red, purple, and yellow-green. Those are signature colors, and they fit a split complementary color scheme. Red and purple are a primary and secondary color, and the yellow-green is a tertiary color between yellow and green, across from it. You get the idea. You can look up a color wheel to study more options, or you can just take inspiration from something and do your own thing. That's totally fine. In my drawing, I used 6 colors. I chose slightly off versions of primary and secondary colors. I just took inspiration from those color schemes to choose my colors. I wanted a slightly softer and warmer feel, so I leaned more towards warm versions of all the colors. Instead of sticking with the primary and secondary colors, I have dark and light pinks instead of a red and yellow. I have a yellowish orange. I have dark blue, light purple, and green. and I tried to use them in a way where warm colors were more dominant, dark colors developed depth in certain areas, and cooler colors were used as accents. This takes a lot of practice, and I am very out of practice, but I'm still very happy with the results. Color theory was one of my favorite classes in college. It's not my strong point by any means, but I appreciate color schemes and I wish to understand them better in the future, especially when applying them to character designs. That's about all I can think to say right now, so I'll leave it at that and I'll get back with you at the end of the video. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. It could have been better, but it also could have been worse. I hope your drawing is going well. And tomorrow we're going to start this whole process over again with a whole new drawing. So keep your color scheme in mind and figure out what you want to draw, how you want to draw it, what size paper you want to use. Don't forget to share your work with me on my social media pages. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I have a Patreon if you want to support me so that I can keep doing this. You will receive behind the scenes content, and until the 25th I have a special offer going on. I will custom draw you a new social media profile photo. Let me know what you would like to see more of. I think next week I'm going to do some more painting on some really weird objects, so we'll see how that goes. For now, I hope you have fun drawing and coloring your drawings, and I hope you have a wonderful day.